Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. Another new week, but of course, we have seen profit taking happening right now at the US Dow Jones. Now, remember, every 2 or 3 steps that the stock market goes up, it will take 1 step reverse. Now, don't be fearful as the market go higher in the US market, but definitely for our Malaysian market, if you have seen the continued news headline that we've seen hasn't been very positive, and it's been very challenging times between in the market. And also we did hear yesterday another corporate news of Server Dynamic is suing Bursa, which has been a very turnaround kind of news that never imagined a company will sue the regulators. And it has been a very interesting, but let's look at what we have for you in today's headline. And of course, for those of you who wanted me to review your stock, please put it in the comment group so I make sure I don't want to miss it in there. And if you're from the public, just state your profession in here. If you are our members, just type in members in here. So it's happened for our logistic and for all right. Thank you for coming, and also thank you for sharing this morning with what I have for you in our news headline, and definitely what we have this morning. Let's take a look at what we have for you this morning by looking first into our overall market that we have on Trade IDS in here. As you can see, it's coming up. All right, refreshing, interesting to see where we are. The market continue to hit lower to 1518. Currently is down 4 points. You can see everything on top of me is happen to be pink, and it's no surprise. You've been informed very early. If those of you have been following me for SMARTRobie since somewhere back in September, when you see that red pentagon, that's the one you want to be very conscious of in there. But having said that, there is not all is lost. As I said before, there are still some opportunity. Yesterday, you can see up here on the let me just bring up this one here. We do have foreign funds outflow, which is minus 48, which also explain why our market closed lower. But this morning the market continued to close lower, as I said before, yesterday our market continued to be the worst performer in this region compared to Jakarta, compared to Philippines, compared to Singapore, and so forth. All right, but all is not lost if you are able to pivot. The key word here is pivot. If you are able to pivot out from the disastrous maybe year end, but I do have something for you for tonight, so make sure you join me in here. But those trending stocks you can watch from up here is technology, rich consumer seems to be doing well. So that will sort of give us where is our bearings for today. And of course, today we are looking at the trending stock or stage 2 stock for our daily shares. We will also looking at some of the stocks that we talked about previously, but not before we look at the news headline that has continued to hawk our meal. Now this morning in here we have seen the industrial product index. It's up 2.5% in September. So you can see this is something which is very positive. The manufacturing are seeing growth in here, and those 3 sectors mainly are pretty dominant, but it has increased 2.5% year on year in September. And of course this is also due to the economy recovery, which we've been talking for a fair bit of time. That is also a 4% increase in manufacturing index, 0.4 in electricity index, while the mining stock dropped 3% in here. So you need to be very selective, and that's why by looking on top here, those sectors are the one that you want to put your money. Many parts, I do find out a lot of people that I've talked to, they still have their stocks in rubber glove. That's right, rubber glove continue to break down. Even Supermax has a red pentagon in here. It's always good to continue to take some partial profit in here, rebalance up your account, and don't average down on something that in my opinion is already under the water. All right, you want to make money going forward, but not to throw bad money into it. I do hope some of my words in here will resonate well with you, and you're able to profit from it. All right, now if you like this show so far and enjoy some of the contents that we talk about, do share this in your timeline and do recommend SMARTRobie to your friends and so forth. All right, thank you for your now also let's take a look at Sunway REITs being one of the news in here. Now Sunway REITs, it's a recovery play again. A lot been said about all the shopping malls having, this is another one of it, just happened to be in the Sunway. So let's take a look at the market, switching to a wider chart here. And so we're going to move to SMARTRobie right now. So you can see Robie chart, switching to KLCI. And of course, let's go to Sunway REIT, SENRIT. So stock-wise stock chart, you could see in here, this market, it's actually holding up a very nice level in here because of the good dividend payment, 148. Very, very suitable for those of you who are looking for yield, not much of a capital gain. This is the one that will help. It will help you to beat inflation, but it's not going to make you a lot of money. If you can see what we have seen in the world of cryptos, cryptocurrency, metaverse, I think it's also good that many of the listeners out here may want to learn more about cryptocurrency, how it's going to be impact you, and definitely one of the topics we'll be talking on will be on November 15 and 16. And for those of you who already signed up for the November 16, thank you for your support. And if you have not signed up, we still have the dates for the 15 and 16 for the road welfare. So make sure you register. And there are many of those topics that we'll be talking going forward too. All right. Now let's look at the what we have here. So the Sunway REIT's net property income has increased again at 3.6%, just slightly better than the overall inflation rate for the fifth quarter, from 68 million. So all said been done, hopefully in 2023, right, we will see some sort of recovery in here. Then you will see possible just a slight uptick of Sunway REITs. Okay, and so let's take a look at the next news that we have. Is Pekka. Now Pekka plan to diversify into healthcare, having said that it used to be in the leather upholstery manufacturing. It did hit a high and then it came back down. So far they are going into healthcare as part of to diversify into the revenue stream in here. So they're going into manufacturing, medical care, face masks, necessary adjustment to new business and contract. So they are looking for growth other than just the, there's so much unit you can build on leather seats anyway. So right now they are heavily into cash. They have a lot of cash, being it's 78.13 million and also zero holding. So this is a pretty strong, in my opinion, in terms of their fundamentals. So let's look at Pekka. So you're looking at Pekka stock chart, stock comment here, and you can see the big drop that we have somewhere back then. If you have got in, then maybe going in right now is building a really nice ways in here. So make sure you check it out, Pekka too. All right, been moving up and only slightly moved up at 7.6%, and that was since the 27th of August, almost 3 to 4 months ago. All right, let's look at our next headline, is the banking sectors. Now, like it or not, banking sector has stagnant due to the Cukai Makmur in here. Now, this analyst is giving a re-rating of it, likelihood that things don't improve until 2023. We haven't even touched 2022. They talk about 2023. So if you're going to be going to banking stock, be prepared to hold for another year and going forward. So let's look at that. So this is also telling you, because the KLCI, 30% of the component is actually banking stock, which means 2022 is another dull year lah. So this year already confirmed already, 2021 closing is going to be in the negative territory, because as I said before, the big heavyweights are being re-rated in here. So you can see the Cukai Makmur will affect the banking earnings next year, but profit will affect banking next year, but profit will improve 2023. So you're looking to buy maybe next year for the banking stocks. Okay, so let's take a look at one of the popular one is Public Bank. Stock chart, stock comment here, and you can see that's what happened to the market. The market dropped back down, so it will hold around the $4, going up to $4.30, $4. So where is it? It was 6 or 8% kind of thing, maybe even less. If you can check out on the 360 VSA 360, ITA does better in the last 5 years in terms of compared to Public Bank. But again, Public Bank is a branding stocks. Those of you looking for other growth, don't expect to find from the financials. All right, take note about this one here. Now let's move on to our next is the RCE Capital, one of the so-called growth financial sectors, at least we do have something for you rather than the banking stock. Now this is the typically Along kind of company. They ran to civil servant, and we do know civil servant are usually very, very good paymaster. And I do know that my last visit to RC Capital, they usually deduct the so-called borrowings. If they borrow money, they have to return back. They can deduct from their pay slip. So that's one thing to ensure that they constantly have cash flow and they don't have to chase after the borrower, which has always been very costly. So in this report in here, it says that year to date, the company net profit has increased to 66.93 million from 58.82 million. Revenue rose 5.1% to 147. So you can see this is slightly doing better and higher profit and net fee income. Because of that, they can impose some sort of a premium fee compared to being the banking side. They are more like a Along. All right, so take note of it. Let's take a look at the stock chart, stock comment here. You can see RC Capital again. If you have followed the green pentagon, really dividend. Now let's take a look where the market is. 32.5%, and that was on 13th of August. As I said before, I do hope many of you who've been watching this and following this will use the green pentagon and the red pentagon for some of your decision making. Of course, those of you who are more advanced kind of level in here definitely can come to our masterclass and then learn some of the advanced setup that will definitely help you going forward. 32% from green pentagon, and I do hope those of you who have followed RC Capital will benefit from this one. Congratulations to you, right? If you have not followed, ask yourself, what is your strategy, right, in terms of looking at this market in here? Something to think about. All right, now let's look at the next question that we have is Aemulus. Okay, now Aemulus book order, it is in the semiconductor test equipment. So Aemulus book order looking very healthy due to the sales driven from the China. Of course, nothing to big expectation in here, but the big expectation is that as soon as this news came out, profit taking took place. Let's look at Aemulus this morning here. All right, you can see live stock prices. Aemulus is down minus 1.8%, and let's look at the stock chart here. So you can see this stock chart has turned, I believe, already turned red pentagon. That's right, it already turned red pentagon. You can see in here. So a lot of big movement in here on good results, quickly take profit, and it's turning sideways. But the report seems to note by the research house in here that gross profit for margin 4 has expanded by 1.1% to quarterly to quarter growth of 55.6%. Net profit revenue jumped 3.2 times, 61 million, driven by higher contribution for all tester segment, mobile, tablet, data centers, automotive, and CIS. So that is what is they are currently doing a fair bit of testing by Aemulus. All right, let's take a look at the next segment in here, moving over to the US segment. Now US hit a new high, crossing above the 36,000 for Dow Jones and S&P 500. Let's take a look is where S&P 500 right now. And you could see, that's right, looking at this chart again, following the green pentagon would pay you dividend as the market continue to go ahead higher. But I expect this news coming on, stock market and skittish as an investor fled to bond because of the infrastructure news being passed out. So once it get passed out, profit taking will take place. All right, and then there'll be some bad news flowing in. Usually that's the case. Now Apple last night closes one of the most active, minus 0.5% in here. Now S&P closed 16.4 points down. You could see still turning positive in here. So do take a look at those. All the travel related, you can see booking.com is moving up, and we are also seeing that on another company when we get to the SGX. And of course, the disappointment for the night was the short-term bearish which already been, if you look at the Pentagon some time back, I think 2 weeks ago, where they talk about buying Pinterest, right? So as soon as the news of the so-called acquisition of Pinterest been halted, the market tried to rebound but continue to fall off. Now the whole entire e-commerce segment, the payment gateway segment, are facing the same thing, whether it is Square, MasterCard, Vimo, they are experiencing, and that's why the stock is actually fall. The outlook for PayPal going forward, according in the shorter terms, they did not give any 5-year guidance in here, so seems to be very, very cloudy. As such, the market punished PayPal for it, but in the shorter term, I do believe there will be negative going forward. It's right, dropping another 10%, very close to the bottom. Let's take a look at the PayPal. Now, it's always good to learn how to buy on bad news, okay? Not many people can learn to buy back, but if you are long-term like me on this stock, this is definitely a good stocks to be thinking about. You can notice, right, since 24, the volume that coming out, it's very, very high. So there is another set of institutional really, kicking out, breaking below the ATR stop loss around the 250 level. Right now, we are almost at $200 level because the market did drop 10% in here, so that will be quite painful for those who did not exit it. But for some of our members, PayPal remain to be a long-term play in here. You got to give it a bit time for the market to recover. The market has been dropping since July, which is about 5 months ago, due to the weaker. They are still growing. I haven't said that, I'm not saying they're going, but they're not growing as per the analyst expectation in here. So that's why this stock get punished. All right, now let's move over to the Singapore side. Now Singapore side on the SGX, STI Engineering Value, all these technology based, and Hatton has gone into cryptocurrency mining, and that's what it is. Eventually I do think that the KLCI, some of our companies will also go to cryptocurrency, but the stock in top and we'll be looking at today is the recovery play for the travel related G13. All right, so if we look at Singapore right now, STI, right, you can see again, very nice one, very, very similar to S&P 500. Unlike our market are breaking lower, this one is actually breaking higher. Very good one here. So let's look at the market right now. You can see now, STI is down 1%, also reacting to what we see in the Dow Jones also. So down 1% here. And will this mean what we are likely to get a red Pentagon soon? All right, we will see. All right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Singapore is down 20 points. Okay, down 20 points, 0.5% in here. And so that is what's happening right now. Negative territory, right? We'll be going soon. US is going under correction. Singapore is going under correction. Malaysia is undergoing correction in here after making new high. Remember what I said before, every 2 or 3 steps forward, 1 step reverse, ghost stun, we call it. Okay, so G13, let's take a look at G13, switching to a wider chart here. G13 is the Singapore code for Genting Singapore. So you can see here Genting Singapore continue to climb higher, but maybe today we'll go through profit taking. All right, like we saw the 20% drop. Yeah, it's down minus 1.2% at 80 cents. Okay, so this is stocks that we are looking at, and should follow the market eventually, right? All right, let's move on to our next story. So our next story is looking to the new leader. All right, let's look at the Pentagon guidance new leader in here, and definitely you can look at here EMBC RGT. Now remember, all this continue to be very growth, so just kind of update you guys here. You can see growth. So this is definitely one of the area you want to be looking at growth stock. Now in our Pentagon VSA 360, this is definitely going to be very beneficial if you just pick on those growth stocks, right? And you can see from here growth, this one since 11 October up 65%, and RGT is up 53%. So we can take a look at RGT. switching back to here. So RGT, Berhad. Okay, RGT. Oh, this is Singapore. We got to go back to Malaysia side. So you look at RGT here, the chart will tell you, yep, this is, yeah, I think eventually it's going to turn red pentagon race. And you can see from here onwards, this is how the market has moved. So similarly, what we talked about earlier on, following the green pentagon, letting your profit run, that's the way to make the money. And that's how you should get, let's take a look at the price of 43% return for RGT. Okay, RGT 43% return. All right, so that's what it looks like. Okay, 43% return from where we are for the from the opening price of the Pentagon Guider. All right, let's take a look at the next, going to our next segment here, right, is the stage 2 share list. All right, in Pestex, we pick it up on the 6th of October. So let me just bring it up. Pestex continue to do well because it is also one of the segment that we or the stocks that we have. So if you look at this here, Pestex, all right, Pestex, we actually pick it up on 6th of October, which is somewhere around here, 26th of October. Okay, so okay, 6th October, that will be about maybe 8 to 10% return price gain since then. And we have JHM. Let's take a look at JHM. Okay, let me just make it a bit smaller, then I can see all of them. Okay, JHM was 27 October here. We pick it up very late here. It will be better on the 15th, but the market has turned red pentagon in here. So take some partial profit in here because we've seen the selling coming up. Okay, let's look at Inari. Inari has turned red pentagon, moving sideways here. All right, and so this one looks like the technology is still looking good. Okay, it hasn't break the ATR stop loss. If you want, you can run it, but if you have a little bit of profit, be careful of the red pentagon. So let's look at Penta, which we looked at it last week. Not Penta, this is Indonesia Penta. There's two Penta here. One is BIS and one is Penta Master. So you make sure you pick the right one. Now Penta, we pick it on the 3rd of November here. So it's almost unchanged because we did have a bit of sell-off on the 8th of November in here. So far, most of these stocks are going up in here. All right. Now let's go on to our the stock trade idea for episode 137. That's right, it's supposed to be 137. Okay, here. So 137 is the segment. So we'll be looking at INSAS. All right, let's take a look at INSAS, and I have it with me here. Is the chart, and remember, you look at INSAS on green pentagon, it's much better, but we are buying a stage 2 share, a continue of an uptrend. So let's look at the stocks that we have. We'll put in INSAS here. Right, you can see that is where we are. Market yesterday was up 5%. Naturally a pullback, one or two more pullbacks we are likely to see before it breaks back out. Okay, let's go to, excuse me, and let's take a look at the weekly chart here. Oh, weekly chart, very nice. You can see weekly chart turned green pentagon on 14th of June. Okay, so that's what is always good. If you don't have the plugin in here, I'll give you an opportunity to get hold of the very nice plugin that you see on the trading view, as well as our VSA 360 for our special 11/11 sale. So make sure you check out the comment below in here, the pin comment segment in here that has a message where you can sign up for the 11/11 sales promotion. Buy one and get one free for a 12-month subscription. A chance to own this very wonderful, great charting tool with the VSA 360, which I will talk about it on Friday. That's right, when we come back on our Friday for Trade VSA program. All right. So now let's take a look at the next. We have insights. You see, oh, okay, you see, this is weekly is just turned green pentagon in here, so that's a nice one. So let's switch over to daily side. Okay, green pentagon. Of course, green pentagon will be on the 20th of October. SMARTRobie, okay, indicated SMARTRobie, this is still blue trend zone. And on the 20th October. Okay, let's look at the important price level here and switch back to SMARTRobie. So we'll key in SAS. Stock chart, stock comment here. And you can see the market actually broke higher, just like going through profit taking. Okay, and we have the trading plan. So trading plan here we have strong 116. Okay, 1.16. That's a R1, and R2 is 1245. So let's round it up to 125. So 124 will be R2. Okay, so that is the weekly resistance and likelihood we will take. Now remember, the weekly resistance is 114. Okay, 114, which actually it just short of it, so we are almost now. If the market can break through the weekly resistance at 114, this market can actually go higher. Now why can the market go higher? You can definitely see that is what we call climatic. But take note, every time when you see this kind of climatic volume, right, market will pause and move sideways, so it is expected. If you really want to take up this position, you might want to wait for a pullback, and that's something we teach a lot in our master class. Okay, watch out for the right pattern in here and trade those pullback. I think last Sunday, those of you who have joined the Bursa tribe by our coach by our coach Fu, right, our senior coach Fu, he will explain what was the pullback trade is all about in here. So why can the market move higher? Volume is coming in, but be careful of climatic volume. Okay, so let's take a look at the support. We switch over to exit strategy. So exit strategy is, wow, quite far away, right? We've got $1 here for the weekly support, which is way down here. Yeah, I think $1 should be fine, you know. Last low support, of course, the last low support in here, we are talking about somewhere at 96 cents. Okay, so it will be 96 to $1. Right, but if the market moves back down to this level here, okay, at 105, I'll be careful. Okay, be careful if price back to 105. Okay, can understand this one? Okay, and last resistance high here. Okay, last resistance high we put it at 124. Okay, now let's look at the trending period in here. If you notice, the last trending period it really has was here. Okay, now assuming this can run for, it will run for 60 days, which is about 2 months. Okay, so 2 months, that will take it to end of the year lah, 2021. Okay, now that is assuming INSAS run like the Inari, which is the father of Inari. How do I know that? Just go over to stock fundamentals, and you can see INSAS it's owned by MA. No, if you go over to Inari, you look at the shareholder, you'll see it's Insas. That's what I mean. All right, and you can see here MA floating shares is about 78%, so that's pretty healthy. Not easy to manipulate because some of those shares are really out there. If the amount is smaller, then you might have to be a bit careful on that one. Okay, so this is a good one in here, and let's save this. And let's hope. Now remember, a lot of these shares are going up very slowly. Right now you can see the KLCI is very, very bearish. The fact that it can go up, that's actually a very, very good thing. It's going against the trend, right? Because you don't have the bullish mode that we usually see like in cryptocurrency, right? All right, and let's give you the other update. Now for our KLCI, real money, real portfolio, we are still up 12.8% in here compared to KLCI -8, and I do hope your portfolio are in the positive territory. Now if those of you who are in negative territory, do pencil those in on the right hand side and let me know what else we can help you to do for it. Okay, so next is the now last week, so we are doing our portfolio update on live. Now last week, episode 134, you could see we are TN Logistic is 5.6%, Pestec is 13%, and at here you can see 1,700 unrealized profit here. And right now it's episode 137, which is a week ago. You can see this has risen by 400 ringgit. All right, so Inari, Pestec came in and really hold its ground, 22.55 and 3.37. Let's take a look at Pestec this morning here and see where we are with Pestec. Yeah, Pestec continue to probably take out the uptrust. You'll see another run from here. Today it's unchanged. Let's see whether it will break and test the new high. Of course, those new high, check out the trading strategy for Pestec. All right, so very nicely done, and I'll give you an update. So of course, the December intake for our masterclass is still on. For those of you who are interested, do register with us in here. We have our coaches, and we are taking registration now for December masterclass, and all our programs include private coaching, the VSA 360, as well as the plug-in charting for our trading wheel, including the November 15, we will be releasing the cryptocurrency Pentagon Guide, which helps you to trade the either trading Ethereum, trading a Bitcoin, and many more of those. So a very good deal which cover all the wealth making scenario that you can think of in here. A lot of benefits definitely in here. Do let us know what is your intention. Okay, don't forget, join me tonight for the live Facebook in here on Finish Strong on 2021, all right, 9:30, preparing for year-end rally and also looking into cryptocurrency. I'm going to showcase to you our Pentagon Guider for the cryptocurrency, and looking tonight probably some cryptocurrency that we can look at, and let's see how we go from there. Okay, and of course our Trade VSA 360 has already been launched. Many of you are using it, and take advantage of it right now by going and registering for our buy one get one free, and as well as able to attend our 15 and 16 November roadmap. All right, so this is definitely good, but the buy one get one free, you can it's for 12 months. Okay, buy one get one free is strictly for 12 months, so that's the one that you wanted to get hold of. Okay, I'm just trying to see whether I have the PowerPoint. No, I don't have that PowerPoint with me, so let's focus now on our stock review in here. Of course, those of you who have put in your stock, do let me know whether you're masterclass or you are your masterclass or you are the public. If you're public, you can put in there, and definitely our offer buy one get one free for our, that's right, let me just show you here for our promotion. That will be marketplace. Yeah, this is the strong finish that we are doing in here. Buy one get one free for our plugin will definitely suits you, for those of you who want to have more control and want to build a roadmap for 2022, where we talk about bulletproofing your investing for 2022. We talk about the issues that we face in Malaysia, which is the banking sectors, for example, in here. But we also be looking at sectors and trend forecasts, not only in Malaysia but also in US market, and also growth using cryptocurrency and also using growth stocks. All right, so a lot will be discussed on the 15th and 16th, so make sure you join with us. All right, let's look at Ku here. He has want me to look at NTPM. Now MTPM, at that point you can see right now it has broken back into back to red pentagon in here, touching the ATR stop loss. So that means, unfortunately, like it or not, this climatic volume, it was a trap, and the market is going to just move sideways from here onwards. The earnings, they did pay out a dividend. So if depending on your trading plan, if you are trading on a shorter term, you need to cut loss on this one in here. It does look like this stock is going nowhere and just going to move sideways. Remember, this is a consumer product. It's not one of those products which in sync with the hot sectors. All right, as I said before, I always try to in sync with the hot sectors. Now, Azhar, please let me know what is your profession. Are you a masterclass and so forth in here? We got Cool. Do let me know, yes, areas, because we will attend to our masterclass members first, and then to the public, you need to state your profession. Okay, areas. Astino. Okay, Astino looks like it's ranging. You can see volumes are low. This one is still okay. You do notice, all right, it's staying above the ATR stop loss, so that's pretty good. Okay. Right, we and remember, right now it's a bearish, okay, and is Astino in the hot sectors or not? Okay, so remember, if you want to trade with the trend, you want to make sure you are in the sector that is growing, that the sector that it is, and we already know just now, right, the sector. Now, many times we already mentioned to the public and the members, try to trade with the sector. Okay, now imagine you bought now it's only 1 or 2 times. If the sector is not strong, very likely your stocks like Astino in here, I wonder what they do. Let me see, are they in technology? Let's check it out first. Okay, and to do that, I'll just go over to symbols. They are in buildings. All right, now you know buildings, it's off and off depending what's going to be happening in here. I'm not that bullish on this sector, to be frank with you. Building and construction in here, that also tells you why the market is. No doubt it had an NS, but the market immediately meet a lot of resistance sellers in here, and the volume was high, so a lot of people got pretty much trapped in here, and then the market continued to range. It's continued to test higher as it goes in here. All right, we got Azhar Citos for the thank you, Azhar. So if you look at Citos, green pentagon in here, they'll be paying out a dividend. All right, again, our market again not that bullish. Okay, you can see in here, do hope that at one point when our KLCI can break and we'll see a year-end rally, then this thing can break up. So right now it's pulling back in here. Overall market is sentiments again to be bearish, but I think the market will pick up again due to the reinstatement of the secrets for Citos. Okay, let's look at Inari here. Okay, Inari is not a problem here. You can see Inari is taking a cue also from Apple, so it's also good to switch over to Apple. If Apple can go higher, we have to wait for Apple to break higher first. If Apple can break higher, then semua boleh jalan. That's how we look at things. Okay, we got Diana looking at solutions. Solution Group. Now, Solution Group broke through the ATR stop loss. I think Solution is a rubber glove, right? One of those rubber glove. Yeah, producer, manufacturer, or vaccine, one of those. Today we have a good one, but be careful. Whenever you see this kind of climatic volume, it's distribution one, right? It's not time to go in, okay? It's a time to exit. right? You can see market went up 44%. Oh yeah, because of the vaccine. They got some sort of news of the vaccine this morning in here. Solution they're distributing here. So, like it or not, this is an opportunity to exit, not to buy, okay? We got Hawk here, okay? Comment on VAL, Western Alliance Bank Corporation. Can't find. Now remember, WAL, you can't find it because it's not part of S&P 500. So you need to switch over to TradingView. I do hope that you subscribe to TradingView. Then you're able to see this inside here, okay? Mr. Hawk, I think you've been following us for a fair while. And then you can see if the banking stock in US has a green pentagon here. The trend is still up, so this is still looking good. All right, last night the market closes another day up in here. Now remember, SMARTRobie only has S&P 500, which is the 500 plus stocks that we have, which is a regular one. Western Alliance Bank Corporation is not in the S&P 500. That's why you're not able to see it. Okay, so make sure you get. Okay, we got Barbara. Turn red pentagon. All right, yes, you're Barbara. That's right. Let's look at SL West. That's right. Now SL West, do be careful in here. Had green pentagon, couldn't move up. You can see this was the low volume, right? After low volume, we expect the market usually to break up. If it doesn't break up, it means it's going to break down. So be careful of this ATR stop loss. Again, go back to your trading plan. Are you going to do this a long term or is this a short term trade, right? Again, if you look in terms of the prospect of SLS, looking very good, but the trend of the clean energy hasn't moved on the US side. So many of these stocks are very similar. Just the same thing with revenue. Like revenue is taking a cue also from PayPal. So normally when revenue drop, that's why it breaks down. So just like PayPal. All right. So a lot of the stocks, SL West, follow clean energy. So clean energy has to go up. They have to go up, just like Inari has to go up following the Apple stock. So always pay attention to the US side. If you pay attention to US side, then you will know where is likelihood our trend to go. All right. We got Lahi, which is a masterclass member, looking at C, listed in US. Okay, and hitting red pentagon here. Trend still up, but we have the tech sell-off in here, so not yet. Okay, have to wait for the green pentagon first. PayPal also same thing, have to wait for the green pentagon. But you can see huge climatic in here. Came up, you can see surprises in here, but the news is that they're not giving any guidance. Usually sometimes stocks do go up on bad guidance, but the trend is already down. All right. Okay, now just last mention, our November 11/11 sales are on already, started on the 9th of November so far. And for those of you who want to take opportunity of our 11/11 sales, all right, make sure you do that. And it will end tomorrow, the 11/11 sale. Buy one get one free, and you get 12 months subscription and private coaching with us. Now, if you've been following us for some time, I do think that you do find our show, our breakfast show, has some sort of a value in here. If it does have some value in here, it's time to show your commitment by signing up in our buy one get one free, to show that at least you are using the tools to help you to make money for the year-end rally, like we've seen in many markets, in the US market, some specific sectors in Malaysia, and also let's not forget the cryptocurrency, which will continue to have another new break again. I point you and show you many of the path where the wealth building is. The question is that, are you willing to take that path? All right. So if not, I'll see you tonight. We're going to talk more about the sectors ready to rally. Okay. Bye-bye.